So to make sure this doesn't get demonetized, all I will say is they did the horizontal tango. She did say she was like a little worried about him because when she got on top, he was really loud. And the way his eyes rolled back, she thought like something bad was happening to him. However, she said it did not take long and she didn't really enjoy herself because he said something to her in Korean and she did not understand. 저랑 결혼해줄래요? She did not know what that meant. And then he restated the same thing, but he got down on one knee. But yeah, he asked her to marry him.
Marry me. Marry me.
What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Forgive my attire. Even though it's only August 31st, which is still summer, it is quite cold today. We got a good story for y'all. Actually, we got 3 by the same girl. We're gonna call her Esmeralda as per her request. This story will cover 3 rendezvous. 1 was from a dating app, 1 was from the club in Hongdae, and 1 who is her boyfriend now. As always, please watch this video until the end. Drive up the engagement, leave likes and comments and subscribe. It really helps promote this channel across the platform and it supports your girl out so much. 감사합니다. Also, if you like story times like this, be sure to check out the playlist I put together. I have a bunch of playlists, story times playlists, vlogging in Korea playlists, rants, all sorts of things put together in playlists. You can check them out at the end of the video on the end screen. And 2 days ago, I just uploaded a carnival vlog. I know when content on my channel is not about K-pop or Korea, it doesn't do well. But I still wanted to try and do something different and vlog a really cool experience. You'll see me covered in chocolate in a really pretty costume and you guys can experience it with me. So for the first story we're gonna jump into, it's gonna be the dating app because we get a lot of those on this channel. So Esmeralda is only 20. She just started studying in Seoul this year. So this is a fresh story, fresh hot tea. She says she heard all the stories from foreigners dating in Korea, all the fuckboys and how they start off so sweet and so nice and then proudly switch over to being a perv, but she says she just wanted to experience it and see it for herself. All these guys over there that just want to sex a foreigner. So she hit up Tinder and meeff.
Oh! Somebody! Oh!
That's a dangerous combination. It's also worth noting that she does not speak any Korean, like, at all. But she's trying to learn. And she put that on her profile like, I don't speak any Korean, but I would really hope to meet someone who can help me learn Korean, and preferably someone who speaks English really well. But yeah, seriously, what is the point of these guys on these dating apps proudly calling themselves perv? I am perv. Do they know what that means? So the first contestant in the fuckboy-a-thon, we're gonna call him Chan, and she met him on meeff. So he responded saying that he would love to help her with Korean, and he would also love to be able to practice his English because he used to be really good, but he doesn't think he's that good anymore. As the saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. Chan went on to say that he likes to meet foreigners who come to Korea because he likes the different backgrounds, the diversity, he likes to hear their stories and get to know different types of people. She said Chan was a cutie. She said he was about 5'9", and he looked just like Dio from EXO, except he had longer hair. She also said he was pretty petite, like he was really skinny. Anywho, they hit it off. After chatting for a few days, they decided to go for a biking date in Han River. They tried finding a tandem bike, you know, the bikes with like 2 different people on it, but they couldn't find one, so they ended up having to settle for like, you know, traditional 2 separate bikes. And she had difficulty getting it because used to be, you know, you could just go to the little stations that have the scooters and the bikes and stuff and rent it, but these days if you don't have like a proper ARC, it becomes more complicated. So they had to get these really old bikes from one of these like ajashis who has a little bike stand along the river, and she said the bike was really uncomfortable, so they pulled over a lot to just sit on the bench and talk to each other and get to know each other. And she said for what it was worth, he really did help her a lot with her Korean. Like he would often just say stuff and then explain what it means or translate this, like, do you know what this? Oh, this we call paji, pants. Like he would just randomly give her new Korean vocabulary words. She also said even though online he said his English wasn't that good anymore, it was still pretty much flawless. So she was like, okay, you know, I get maybe just wanting to practice, but he's also being really humble because she said his English was really decent. But yeah, she said they had a really good date. Like they got some snacks along the river, they sat, stopped and talked, took in the sights, enjoyed the breeze, learned some Korean along the way. She said he was really nice and sweet. She also said he really smiled a lot, and whenever he was looking at her while she talked, she felt like he was looking at her and like listening and trying to get to know her. You know that you looking you in the eye and like kind of smiling like, oh yeah, like you're interested, you're engaged, you're here and present. She did tell me he had this cheesy line about how he was worried that she might not be able to ride a bike, so he wanted to ride behind her in case she fell and he could catch her. Just so you guys can know this guy has no riz. Or man's is trying too hard to be an actual K-drama oppa. So yeah, as they were returning their bikes to the ajashi, they got some ice cream and they were walking along a little bit. And she said, you know, this was really fun and I hope I get to see you again. The date went well, right? So you would expect him to say, yeah, you know, I'd love to do this again sometime, just let me know when you're free.
But that is not what happens.
Chan said that while he did have fun with her, he didn't think it would be a good idea for them to meet again. So Esmeralda's like, huh, what the fuck, why not? So then Chan goes, there's really a girl I like. I don't think she is okay with this.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
So naturally, she asked him to elaborate. She's like, a girl you like? Why are you on dating apps if there's a girl you like already? He said it's because he wants to make friends and do language exchange.
So wait a minute, wait a minute.
She can't emphasize how much he was flirting. He was very flirtatious with her. So then she says, okay, well, if that's the case, why didn't you tell me that from the beginning? He said, because I knew you wouldn't agree to meet with me.
Gotcha, bitch.
So like, he's aware. He knows what he's doing. I can't tell if that makes it worse or not. So then she says to his face, okay, well, thank you for wasting my time. And she said, I guess it's true that Korean guys treat foreign girls like garbage. They're dishonest, they're lying, and they're perverted. So naturally he gets defensive and says like, what are you talking about? We're not all bad. I'm not that bad. What did I do wrong? She's like, dude, you're a liar. Just reading him for filth. She said, you lied to me to get me to meet you because you knew I wouldn't meet you if there was already another girl you were interested in. Like, did you not just say that? So then he laughs and says, nothing, no line was crossed. They didn't do anything seriously and that she should calm down. You never tell a girl to calm down after you've done some bullshit like that. You don't do that. So she just storms off. She's like, I'm talking to a wall at this point. I'm just gonna go away. And he tried to call out. They're like, wait, don't be like that. Don't be like that. She told him to leave her alone and he did. That was it for now. That is not where the story with Esmeralda and Chan ends. But because I'm trying to tell these 3 stories in chronological order, I gotta save the rest of what happened with Chan at the end of the video. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go in order to make this easier to edit and understand. So we're gonna wrap this one up now and we're gonna move on to the clubbing guy hookup story that she shared with me. So Esmeralda and some of her friends from uni decided to hit up some of the clubs in Hongdae to get a break from the studying and the stress of being an academic scholar. Hongdae is like right in her age range. Like when I was 23, 24, I loved Hongdae. When I turned 25, 26, I was just like, oh, why are we always going to Hongdae? So this club story happens about 3 weeks after she last talked to or met up with Chan. So now you know it's about 3 weeks later. And one thing that was funny in the email, she said, damn, Cece, you was right. They really do play nothing but like foreign and American music in these clubs. Like, I'm in Korea, I want to hear Korean music. So they're out dancing and drinking and she's with a group of friends. She didn't say how many, but like it was enough that she said a group. And she feels somebody kind of like grinding behind her suddenly. So she says she turned around abruptly to see an absolute cutie. We'll call him Bang. Reasons for this name will be made clear shortly. And the way she described him to me, he just fit the fuckboy template. She said he had a mullet, he had a lot of tattoos, hoop earrings, and that he was tall and skinny, but also really pretty in the face. And she says she knew he was the type of guy she should avoid, but you know, Janet Jackson put it best.
Like a moth to a flame burned by the fire. My love is blind, can't you see my desire?
So because he was cute, she kind of turned back and faced her friends and was kind of like, like he's cute, and just went with it. And her friends are kind of looking back at her like, wow, this is so not like you, Esmeralda. But okay, you know, we're gonna watch you, make sure you're not accepting this because you drank too much. But okay, cool. If you having fun, if you like it, we love it. She also said she was surprised because Bang had the rhythm. He had the rhythm. The only thing is, midway through this song that they're dancing to, he leans down to her right ear and says that she has a great body. Now that made her uncomfortable because he didn't introduce himself, he didn't ask her name. First thing he says to her is, you have a great body. You know there's one thing on the mind at that point. So she stopped dancing with him. She turned around and was like, thank you for the dance, but like I'm gonna go now. She said he looked shocked like, oh, huh? You go? Like he was not expecting that. Something went wrong in the fuckboy playbook. So after they left this club, they decided to go to a CU to get some snacks and to get some more soju before heading to a second club in Hongdae. Now they're in this next club. She's dancing again. She's feeling the music. She just has some soju, so she's litty. And then her friends makes his face like a, ooh, like they're shocked. So before she could even react, she felt like a poke on her shoulder. She turns around and it's Bang. He came back. He found her at the second club. So now he decides to ask her, what is your name? Hi, my name is Bang. Where are you from? How old are you? What are you doing here? Like actually trying to make an effort to get to know her. So again, because he was very cute to her, she decided to entertain it and they went on talking and they found out they went to the same university. So after they were talking some more, they were drinking together and then they started dancing together again. And she says she doesn't realize when or how it happened, but suddenly she just wanted him. And you know what I mean by wanting him. I'm on YouTube, I can't be too explicit. She wanted to fuck. She said when they were dancing, he was like kissing her neck, and like he, just grinding, and she was just like, oh man, something's happening, I can't control this anymore. So she turned around and started making out with him. And her friends said this was so not like her, so they like, hey Esmeralda, can you go with me to the bathroom, like just to check on her? So she said, hey Bong, I'll be right back, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. Girls, you reconvene in the bathroom, and that's when everybody makes friends with strangers who are also drunk, and you take your selfies and all that stuff. So yeah, her friends were like, girl, you good? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, she was actually pretty sober. She was like, look, I'm 20, I can have fun with a guy that I think is attractive. I'm in a new country, I'm not gonna be here forever, let me just have some fun. So her friends were like, all right, again, if you like it, we love it, just wanted to make sure you're okay and you're not gonna regret this in the morning. So with that, she goes back out to the dance floor, finds Bong, and asks if they could go somewhere quieter. So she said goodbye to her friends, and they were like, please, like, text us, keep us up to date, turn on your tracker so we know where you are. And bless him, he took that literally. He took her to a dead bar, like a quiet, unpopular bar that's somewhere quieter. Esmeralda says she felt kind of embarrassed having to elaborate, like, no, I mean like to your place where you live, or a hotel. He said, a hotel with me? By the way guys, I'm not trying to be offensive by like imitating a Korean, it's just that's how they sound to me, like their accents and the tones and everything, just to try to immerse you a little bit more into the story. I mean, no offense by it whatsoever. Anyway, yeah, they went to a love motel. They're quick, they're easily accessible, they're very affordable, so that's where they went. So while she's in the hotel waiting for him, because he decided to go to the store, she assumed he was going to pick up some protection. He came back with some ramen, some soju, some soap, and what she thinks might have been lube, but it was all Korean, so she didn't really know. So she asked him, hey Bong, where's the protection? He said, protection? She was like, oh my god, like I gotta spell out everything. She's like, condoms. Did you not get condoms? He said, oh, it's okay, we don't need.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So then he asked like, oh, you're not on any sort of pill? She said, no. And he said, it's okay, I'll just pull out really quickly. I wish guys would stop trying to minimize our concerns and it's our bodies, bro. Like, don't play around with, no. Do people not know that pre-stuff comes out early? It's YouTube, let me not get too explicit. But why do dudes stay trying to talk you out of using a condom? I don't understand. I don't understand. Pregnancy ain't the only thing you need to protect yourself from. I don't know where your willy was before you met me. So he finally does go to the store and get some protection, and he comes back and he apologizes for assuming that she wouldn't need it or want it. So they got some and they used it. So to make sure this doesn't get demonetized, all I will say is they did the horizontal tango. She did say she was like a little worried about him because when she got on top, he was really loud, and the way his eyes rolled back, she thought like something bad was happening to him. However, she said it did not take long and she didn't really enjoy herself because he was like jackhammer mode.
But monsieur, this is not a jackhammer, it is a jackhammer.
Oh.
He also didn't fly south for the winter, and then she said she was mad that she let him hit because it was kind of whack. So she was ready to kind of just leave the hotel and get back to her friends because again, it all finished pretty quickly. So she's like, oh, like my friends should probably still be at that club, let me go catch up to him. So he asked her like, oh, where are you going? You're leaving already? I got ramen and we can hang out a little bit. Maybe go again later.
One more time. One more time.
So yeah, she said she should go back to her friends because they're gonna worry. He said, oh, why can't you just call them or text them? He was not trying to let her leave, and she's like, yeah, bro, you're nice and all, but I want to get back to my friends. So then he asked like, do you want to clean up first at least? I got some soap. She's like, you know what, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Let me wash my South Pole before I go back out to meet my friends. So she goes to the bathroom, and then she comes out, and he's like all serious all of a sudden. She said that he really didn't want her to leave. Now mind you, her Korean is not very good at all. She does know basics like 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, 화장실 어디예요? But she doesn't really know anything that wouldn't be used in everyday conversation. So he said something to her in Korean that she did not understand. 저랑 결혼해줄래요? She did not know what that meant. And then he restated the same thing, but he got down on one knee? Then she was confused. She's like, I don't know that much about Korean culture, but they don't get down on one knee to propose, do they? Or I don't know. So yeah, he asked her to marry him.
Marry me. Marry me.
Now, of course, he's drunk as fuck. She's not taking it seriously at all. Neither is he. Like, they're both laughing like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, but seriously, can you stay in the hotel with me? So she said, I think you're drunk. I think you should sleep it off a little bit. I don't know how long you rented this place, but try to get like at least an hour of sleep before you go home. It was nice meeting you, but I'm gonna go now. So he just, he didn't fight it much, and he dozed back off and went to sleep. So with that, Esmeralda rushed to her friends with a story to tell. And that is the end of Bang. Now you get the Bang, you get... What is wrong with me? I'm sorry, I'm editing this. Also, why do I like Pan's Labyrinth with my hands? It's kind of funny though because the first guy, his name is Chan, and this dude is Bang. And you flip it, it's the best member of Stray Kids, Bang Chan. So now we get to the current boyfriend story. She met him on Tinder. Say what you want, but it does work for some people. We're gonna call him Bae, because that's like my favorite Korean surname ever. She said Bae is shorter, you know, he's about 5'7", he's in his early 20s, he's a little more like stocky and thick, but he had like a really cute smile. And she said like whenever he smiled, his eyes would just disappear, and she thought that was the most precious thing ever. So yeah, after the whole incident with Bang, she decided to go on Tinder, and she said she was a little weary about being back on there after what happened with Chan on meeff. But she voiced her concerns to Bae, and he was all understanding and apologetic, and he's like, I'm so sorry you had such a rough time, but you know, we're not all like that. I think most Korean guys are really nice and normal and sweet.
What they do? What they do?
And he insisted he was one of the good guys, so she's like, all right, you know what, YOLO, let's see what happens if we meet. So I decided to meet for coffee and lunch. It was nice that they went to Namsan Tower because she watches a lot of K-dramas and she always wanted to go up there and see the view from the top. So they went up there to a nice little cafe, and if you guys haven't been to Namsan Tower, they have like these gates and places you can put like those love locks. Like they're everywhere up there. So he suggested that they put their names on a lock and then put it up there. She's like, oh, you know, this is our first time meeting. Isn't that a little too soon? He's like, normally yes, but also friends put them up here. Like, it's no big deal. It'll be nice to symbolize our first meeting. So she's like, okay, sure. And it was cute because she said once she got up there and just looking out at Seoul, she's like, holy shit, like I'm in Korea. It's you know, you just let that moment sink in. And he was just like, oh, do you like living in Korea so far? And do you like being here? Like, she said it was a very great date. He was a very nice guy. He wasn't trying too hard. She felt like he was just being his natural, normal self. She did say after what happened with Chan, she didn't want to be the first one to ask like, oh, when can we see each other again? So she waited for him to ask her, hey, do you think you'd like to meet up with me again? And he did. He said, I don't know what you're doing next weekend, but do you think you'd be free to maybe go to a movie with me, or maybe we could do something fun like go to Lotte World. Lotte World is also another place that she's always wanted to go, so she agreed. So they had a date for the following weekend to go to Lotte World. So while they're in Lotte World, they take couple photos at the little photo booth. They get like the little matching heart and bear headband things at Lotte World. They went on a lot of rides, made a lot of good memories, and on this second date, they asked her, would it be too soon for them to start seeing each other? She's like, oh, I thought we are seeing each other. Like, what do you mean? He's like, maybe I be your boyfriend and you could be my girlfriend. She's like, oh, this is only our second date. He's like, yeah, I know, but I really like you and I know you're not here for long, so I wanted to make sweet memories with you while you're still here. She said normally she would say, oh hell no! But again, she is only in Korea for a short while, like just for the year to study. And now, as I'm telling you this story, they've been together for 2 months. So far, so great. She said they talk on the phone all the time. They meet up for lunch and dinner. They go to the movies. They have movie nights. Like they spend a lot of time together. And this is where Chan comes back into play. So now that she has a boyfriend, they're like social media official, you know, like there's pictures of him on her Kakao and her Instagram and everything, and vice versa. So out of the blue, mind you, now at this point it's been maybe 3.5 months since she talked to Chan, and he messages her. They always come back, don't they? Chan sent her a message asking who Bae was, like who was that guy all over your Instagram. Now what I would have said, mind your damn motherfucking business, bitch. But she didn't reply and she left him on red. So then he messaged her again asking when she'd be free to meet up with him again. Esta loca. Why do we only want what we can't have? Bro, 3.5 months ago, Esmeralda was asking Chan, oh my god, this was a great biking date, when can I see you again? He said, actually there's a girl I like, so I don't think I should see you anymore. And now that she has a boyfriend that she's happy with, now you want to come around and try to ruin her life, and now you want another shot?
You can pack your things and leave. There's the door. There's the door, bitch!
Not that she owed him anything, but she did respond and said that Bae is her boyfriend and not to contact her anymore. He said, wow, you have a boyfriend so soon? We only dated a few months ago. Do you not miss me? I miss you. So she said, spend time with the girl you liked, and he said it didn't work out with her. So all she did was send a bunch of laughing emojis and then she blocked him. Esmeralda, thank you so much for sharing these stories. I know all this just happened because she's only been in Korea like this year, and it's August now. In a few seconds on the end screen, you'll see some playlists I put together. Please check them out if you enjoy videos like these other story times, because I've got a lot now. Thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!